So let's change the question around a little bit. What if the question changes to 500 is what percent of 1,000? So we need to solve for a different number. Once again, 1,000 is the base because it's the number following the word of. And we are trying to find the rate because no number has a percent sign or the word percent. Therefore, 500 is a percentage because it does not have the percent sign and it does not follow the word of. So now we can plug those numbers into the formula. Remember, the formula is percentage equals rate times base. Percentage is 500. Rate is what we're trying to find because it's asking is what percent. And then 1,000 is the base. Now using algebra, simple algebra, we can divide both sides by 1,000 to isolate the rate on one side of the equation. So the equation becomes 500 divided by 1,000 equals rate. So again, how did I get 500 divided by 1,000 equals rate? Well, for the formula 500 equals rate times 1,000, I divided both sides by 1,000, and on the right side, the two thousands cancel each other out. So I end up with 500 divided by 1,000 equals rate. And when we do the math, the answer is 0.5, but we need to convert that to a percent because remember the question is asking 500 is what percent. So to convert that percent, you multiply by 100 or just move the decimal 2 places to the right. So let's do another one. 250 is what percent of 1,000? 1,000 is the base because 1,000 follows the word of. We're trying to find the rate because no number has a percent sign. Therefore, 250 must be the percentage. So we're going to plug those into the formula. 250 is the percentage and 1,000 is the base. So we get 250 equals rate times base. We divide both sides by 1,000 to isolate the rate on one side of the equation, and it becomes 250 divided by 1,000 equals rate. So on your calculator, take 250 divided by 1,000, you get 0.25, and then we have to convert that to a percent because the question is asking 250 is what percent of 1,000, and you do that by moving the you do that by moving the decimal 2 places to the right and attaching a percent sign. So the answer is 25%. Now the shortcut on your calculator is simply press the percent key at the end. So your actual keystrokes are 250 divided by 1,000 and then hit percent. Notice we're not hitting equal, it's just 250 divided by 1,000 and then hit the percent sign. So your final answer is 25%. Again, do not press the equal sign after pressing the percent key. Next question, 8.3 is what percent of 83? Well, base must be 83 because it's the number following the word of. We're trying to find the rate because no number has a percent sign. 8.3 is a percentage because it does not have a percent sign or follow the word of. So we plug the numbers into the formula. So we get 8.3 equals rate times 83. So using algebra, we'll divide both sides by 83 to isolate rate on one side of the equation. So the formula becomes 8.3 divided by 83 equals rate. And the final answer is 10. How do we get that? On your 10 key calculator, enter 8.3 divided by 83 and then hit percent. And you should get 10%. Next problem, $754.60 is what percent of 980? This one's way more challenging. So 980 must be the base because it's the number following the word of. We're trying to find the percent because no number has a percent sign. Therefore, $754.60 must be the percentage. So we're going to plug those numbers into the formula. We get 754.6 equals rate times 980. So we'll use algebra and divide both sides by 980 to get rate on one side by itself. So it then becomes 754.6 divided by 980. Do that on your calculator by entering 754.6 divided by 980, and then hit your percent key, and you should get 77%. Let's try another one. 250 is what percent of 200? Well, 200 is the base because it's the number that follows the word of. We're trying to find the percent because no number has a percent sign. Therefore, 250 must be the percentage. We'll plug those numbers into the formula. We get 250 equals rate times 200. So to get rate on one side all by itself, we divide both sides by 200. And we get 250 divided by 200 equals rate. So on your calculator, enter 250 divided by 200, then hit the percent key, and you should get 125%. In the next video, we'll find out how to find base.